dangerous to say the least. So far from a superstar, and my daydreams are killing me. Feel like I'm losing my mind. I'm never feeling okay. Good days are so hard to find. Just help me numb all the pain. I'm only one step from dying. My angels keep it at bay. Can't blame the people for trying. Just let me fall to my grave. Just let me fall to my grave. Look you. Just let me fall to my
Yo, what's good, my nephews and nieces? This is your favorite uncle, Uncle Demi, and today I have another special banger for you, alright? Today we're gonna go over the new gameplay trailer that just released, but before we get into the video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe, as like of the video, push the video to the recommended, and of course subscribe and I'll put you a notification game for my daily uploads. But without further ado, let's hop straight into the video. Okay, so we just got the gameplay, and of course this gameplay really focused on the new ProPlay that was implemented last year, but now this year we have it back and it's supposed to be better than ever because now they've added mostly 9,000 new animations, and most of those new animations, Mike Wang said, were going to be from jump shots. Okay, but again, let's just go ahead, peel this back a little bit, and of course, you know, we'll go from there. So as you can see, it says ProPlay is realized in an even greater way in NBA 2K25 using new ProPlay animations which have been directly translated from real-world NBA footage. Gameplay becomes even more authentic as we replace traditional motion capture animations with ProPlay animations. So traditional motion capture was when you see those individuals in those black suits with all those little balls on them. Some of those were actually NBA players doing it, where a majority of those animations that we did have were just individuals that weren't NBA players or that weren't the actual player, just trying to mimic their motions. Okay, so now we go from the traditional motion capture to the ProPlay. Okay, and then it says we've added 9,000 new ProPlay animations in NBA 2K25, including 1,500 dribble animations, 1,100 signature shot animations covering most rostered players from 2023 to 24 NBA season, and over 1,300 new off-the-ball animations, including 150 new signature motion styles. So we get new signature motion styles. Off-the-ball animations will probably be stuff like, I don't know, maybe like celebrations and that type of stuff, I'm thinking. You know, like new celebrations. I know we saw that in some of the video footage with the new celebrations. All right, so, and then the next big one would be the dribble engine, okay? So it says the dribble engine is the most amazing upgrade we've had in our gameplay engine in 15 years. That is something very, 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 very bold by Mike Wang, because you saying this is the most amazing upgrade. So that means it's something that is going to be highly anticipated for the community to be able to see. Okay, so the new dribble engine, NBA 2K25 features an all-new dribble engine built from the ground up. This is the biggest change to our gameplay engine in many years, and we're eager for you to test it yourself. In every previous versions of NBA 2K, dribble movement was managed by manually programmed pre-script animation transitions from a library of motion capture movements. Okay, so just to break that down for you, before 2K25, every single dribble animation had to be manually programmed. Okay, manually programmed, that means it was individually had to be put in script by script, animation by animation. Everything that you saw was literally already made, pre-predicted. You knew exactly how it was all going to chain together, okay? But it says now with the power of ProPlay, NBA 2K25's dribble engine, it generates, okay? So it automatically generates dynamic motion from real world NBA footage to create a new and more authentic feel, okay? So now when you're crossing over, that crossover might not always be the same every single time, because as we all know, every single crossover that Steph Curry does is not going to be the same. It's dynamic motion. It is actually changing real world footage and putting all those together for a more authentic feel. The way it sounds on the surface, it sounds great, right? My only question would be, I know a lot of us, even though we say we want authentic gameplay, when you have authentic gameplay, what it usually translates to is what? Slower movements. Because of course, what we see from the video game, right? And the way that we want to play and the way that we respond from our controller to the game, we want, and I want to say we, again, I've been seeing all my videos, for the most part, you want something to be authentic, but you also want something to be a little bit more arcadey and quicker, right? So we have to see how this is implemented. But to me, my initial feeling would be like, okay, cool, this is dope, but how is it going to be responsive? Is it going to be quick, right? It says it goes beyond animations and turns movement with the ball into one holistic, dynamic piece of motion, one-to-one with how players dribble in real life. Stops are tighter, launches are more explosive, and probing the court looks and feels smoother, more lifelike, and more consistent than ever before. We can't wait for you to experience this firsthand. I tell you what, man, whoever wrote this, man, they're very descriptive and they know how to, you know, really put it out there. That's what the marketing team's supposed to do, right? So again, this feature right here, it's a whole new engine. That means people got to relearn stuff. You know, you're gonna have to, you know, this is new. This is new. Okay, so you know, this is going to be something that even me, I'm not really a dribbler, so I could really, you know, I don't really care, but this is going to be new, all right? Now, when it says to offense, it says offense has these new signature go-to shots, okay? So NBA 2K25 provides a more variety, accessibility, and freedom on offense for newcomers, seasoned players, and full-blown experts alike, with all new improvements like the shot canceling feature, signature go-to shots, shot timing profiles, and pro stick rhythm shooting, and more, okay? So the first one is going to be the signature go-to shots. Now, the way that the signature go-to shot works is the way that we did last year when we went into our rhythm dribbles, where you just flick up on the right joystick. That started a rhythm dribble, okay? But now in 2K25, they took that concept a bit further. Now, when you hold up on the pro stick, it will trigger a signature go-to shot, which features some of the most exciting dribble into shot combinations directly translated from NBA footage, another feature driven by ProPlay. So now, when you flick up on the right joystick, which I'm thinking like LeBron James, is he gonna do that little hesitation where he looks at the ball and shoots? Is that his signature go-to shot? You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to see now. So the thing, again, things that are implemented in real life, that work in real life, it might not be as cheesy or successful in 2K. Now, I don't want to say cheesy, but you know, like stuff that is really going to be effective in 2K. So again, that will mean that probably there's only going to maybe be a handful of signature go-to shots that people are going to gravitate to, because they know like, yo, this is OP, right? Like Nikola Jokic top jumper, right? You know, as a big, you know that's the best one, right? So even though Joel Embiid go-to signature shot might be effective in real life, you know, it probably might not be effective on the game, right? If, you know, I don't know, Steph Curry's go-to signature shot in real life is really effective, it might not be effective on the game. And that's where, you know, I'm always have my concerns. It's just trying to figure out how every single animation and can be viable, or if there's certain animations that the community gravitates to, is there a way to nerf it so we don't have everybody running around doing the same signature go-to shot, right? that's just kind of how I look at it. I always want variety, okay? Now, the shot canceling feature, we've had this, but it obviously now this has been improved. So it says we're also implementing a new shot canceling feature that lets you break out of any advanced shot at any time to transition to other moves, like a more robust hezi or shot fake. Coupled with signature go-to shots, the ProPlay dribble movement engine, and expanded ProPlay animations, this free-flowing experience allows you to start a step-back jumper, cancel out of the shot, and move into a different dribble move or take a dribbling lane to the basket. These improvements will give offensive players more tools to be creative. So again, you're taking a combination of all these new features that are putting together to, again, now when you're trying to go into that signature go-to shot, right before you're about to shoot, you can let go of the trigger and then immediately explode into a crossover. Like those type of animations, like, or transitions, the way that they're wording it, that should be exciting, that should be fun. Hopefully it's all depicted on ball handle. Like, you know, we ain't gonna have like individuals with low ball handle that can be very effective in breaking out of those shots. You know, the hezi, you know, going to a signature shot, go-to shot, and then right beforehand you kind of go into a hezi, then maybe you can go to a spin behind the back or then maybe go right back into another signature shot. Like, I don't know how easy these are going to be spammable, right? You know, how that's going to be able to put them into combinations. But again, on the surface, the way that this is being worded, it sounds promising. But again, one thing I always say and one thing I always preach is that you have to be able to see how the ProPlay animations work on the game, because even though they work successful in real life, how successful will they be as being able to combo together on a video game? And is it just going to be a handful of animations that are going to be successful? Okay. Then they went into shot timing profiles. Okay, now shot timing profiles, this is going to be a lot different than it has been before. But again, I feel like this would be something that is going to be really, really new and probably more user-friendly than it has been beforehand. So that's just something that you got to keep in mind. For the casual players, it's probably be a lot, you know, more rewarding for them, whereas the more competitive players, it's gonna be a little different. Okay, but it says shot timing profiles. We received feedback from opposite ends of the spectrum on shooting this past year. Some players love the added challenge, while others found shooting to be too difficult, especially the newcomers. So in NBA 2K25, we added a new setting called shot timing profile that allows you to customize the risk versus reward of shot timing. So choosing low risk reward will provide more forgiving shot timing that emphasizes ratings, openness, and taking smart shots over the release of the button or stick. A mistimed shot could still go in, but the green make window will be smaller, making it more difficult to consistently have excellent time releases. So to me, this seems like a tad above real player percentage. You see what I'm saying? Because now it takes in the fact that you're open. So basically, little Timmy, if he's open and no one's around and he just has horrible shot timing, guess what? Most likely that's going in. You see what I'm saying? But if he has a horrible time timing his jump shot and there's a contest and he has a terrible timing, most likely that is going to be missed because the green window is smaller. Now, it says choosing high risk reward will offer more challenging shot timings with green or missed outcomes. If you're consistently good at timing your shot, you're sure to reap big rewards for choosing this option. And that basically is for more of the competitive players like myself, like content creators, people that play on the stage, that just or individuals that put in a lot of time into the game. You're going to still want to use this because it has a bigger green window. You know how to time your shot, you have good internet, and that type of deal. Okay, now this is something that I'm also excited about, but I need to get more information on it, which is called custom visual cues. NBA 2K added the shot timing visual cue, setting the settings to select your ideal jump shot, release, point from jump, set point, push, or release animation cues. In NBA 2K25, My Player Jump Shot Creator, you are no longer limited to those 4 options. After selecting a base, release, and release speed for your custom jump shot, you can now set your visual cue to any point in the shot, giving you full customization over the release to the shot button or stick. This right here, I promise you, if this is implemented the right way, I'm telling you, if you use high risk, high reward, and then you know your actual cue. So even though sometimes, Like for me, I use push. Let's be honest, even though it was push, there still was not necessarily certain jump shot bases you customize, you put together, it still wasn't on push, right? Because even though all 3 pieces put together, it's very difficult to have that all come together and have an actual visual cue that you want, right? So sometimes, even though it said push, I still had to release it right before he pushed or a little bit after he pushed, that type of deal. But now you can set their vision, be like, yo, I want to be able to release it right here. And then you click it, and then that's where you can release every single time for it. And I think that is absolutely golden. I love that. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. Now, this right here is going to be something that I am really excited about, and I want to get into the Pro Stick rhythm shooting. And it says, while all shooting control methods, right, from NBA 2K24 are returning, NBA 2K25 introduces a brand new way to shoot called Pro Stick rhythm shooting. Instead of simply pressing and releasing the shot button or stick, you first pull the shot stick down to start the shot, which it has always been. Then, as you see your player's jump shot animation reach its set point, you push the shot up and try to match the timing and speed of the player's motion. This, initiative down-up motion on the shot stick rewards you for accurately mimicking each player's signature shooting motion. So basically, what it's saying is that you hold the Pro Stick down, and then as the player's motion is going through his whole shot, you move the right stick the same speed as that person's shot. So each person is going to have a different shot motion, so you're going to have to be able to mimic that down up motion all the way up to his release the same way for that to go in. So remember, now this ain't going to be the same motion for every single individual. If they have a slower jump shot, a slower fade, you're going to have to be able to mimic that. So again, and this is not just for set shots. This is for any type of shot. You can use the right joystick and shoot. I don't know, I haven't used joystick shooting ever. I can't remember ever using a joystick. This might be a feature that I feel like will be good for like a lockdown sitting in the corner to master that, because it does give you a bigger green window and it's more rewarding for that. So that's where I would probably keep it at. But I do know some individuals might be able to start cheesing it and then really know how to fade with it, and then that type of deal, and really reap the benefits, because that is a skill gap. The rhythm shooting will be a skill gap because A, a lot of people are just not gonna want to use joystick to shoot, and B, there is a bigger reward in a green window if you are able to time it properly. So if you're really good at Trae Young and you can learn how to master shooting with the right joystick with Trae Young while you're fading, you should get a bigger green window, right? And again, that is a skill gap, okay? So again, as I'm talking, it says a player who masters rhythm shooting will raise their ceiling and outplay someone who uses traditional shooting, creating more possibilities to demonstrate your skills. Your select shot timing profile also applies to rhythm shooting, allowing you to choose low or high risk reward experience as detailed further up. We encourage you to give it a try. When we first introduced rhythm shooting to the rest of the team here at Visual Concepts, many thought it was a bit too challenging. However, those of us who kept practicing grew to love it and now can't go back to traditional shooting. We've also seen our shooting percentages rise significantly as we improved with the mechanic. And that's why I said, a lot of people are going to get deterred because of square, traditionally shooting with square, and then a lot of other individuals are going to reap the benefits because, in the beginning it might be hard and that type of deal, but it's like, nah, I'm gonna master this. Just like, like individuals like dribble heads or like the Sim Nation, like, they kind of have their own little niche. There's gonna be a community of people that are gonna really master this Pro Stick rhythm shooting and gonna be really good, okay? Now, it did talk about defense. It did talk about the new defensive movement settings. It says, take advantage of the new defensive measures that impact our ability to lock down opponents, and be sure to visit Learn 2K to improve on the fundamentals. Okay, so we know about we'll talk about the Learn 2K differently, but it says, NBA 2K25 features a brand new defensive cutoff system. Offensive players have long been able to dramatically change directions using the right stick, and savvy defensive players can now do the same. By utilizing the right stick on defense, you can control your player and quickly slide laterally into position to cut off offensive player attack, successfully reading the ball handler and anticipating the drive with a successful cutoff can stonewall the offense or cause them to fumble the ball. All right. So basically, while you're holding L2 playing defense, you can then flick the right joystick. If you think the person is about to go from the right and quickly go to the left, you can flick the right joystick to anticipate that. And then while you will jump in front of them and you will get a bump animation. And you can easily get the steal and that type of deal by stonewalling them and challenging them. But if you think that individual is going left and you try to flick and try to beat him to that spot, and then he hesitates and keeps going to the right, you're going to be out of play. You're going to get an ankle breaker animation. You're going to be, and then again, it's an easy bucket. So it's high risk, high reward. But again, it's a skill gap. And individuals that read offensive players and know, like, yo, when they come down the court, they always do this little hezzy behind the back. I'm just going to, when he does that little hezzy, I'm moving to the left. And then I'm right when he does it behind the back, boom, you got him. Stonewall, he picks up the ball. He loses an adrenaline boost. Something like that would happen, but you're going to get reward for that. So I think that's where a lot of individuals will be successful. And I'm definitely, interested to see how this is implemented, how it plays out. Because me as a lockdown, I want to see something like this, but hopefully it's implemented and it's done the right way, okay? It says contest system. For NBA 2K25, we made significant changes to the contest system. We can now use a dynamic weighing system rather than a fixed one that evaluates the impact of defense at the start of the shot versus the release and computes the proper coverage impact accordingly. So now, before you even get into your shot, it's going to let us know if, that's going to start accumulating all these numbers to let us know what type of contest it would be. So even though, individual might start, always having this set fixed rate of like, yo, it's right here at your hand. But we all know just because someone's hand's not covered, but what if their body's out of position? What if they're throwing out some crazy shot behind their back, right? Yeah, the hand's not there, but the difficulty of that shot is impacted too. Should be an impact in whether or not that shot goes in. And I think that that's going to be huge, again, if implemented the right way. It says, in addition, you'll notice that perimeter and interior defensive ratings, as well as height differential, play a more important role in calculating defensive coverage. These changes better reflect what you see happening on screen and reward your strong defensive sequences to decrease the competition chances of converting their shots. So hopefully they're talking about if I have little Spud Webb in the paint and I got Michael Jordan and I try to go in there for a pro stick dunk, it better be the biggest green window in the history of green windows. I'm hoping that's what they mean by that. Okay, so again, we have to see how that is implemented. Okay, now we do have some other stuff in here, but I am going to go ahead and do that for another video because I don't want this to be too long-winded. But let me know in the comment section what y'all think about all these new improvements, which one of these new features you like the best. But other than that, it's your favorite old head, Uncle Demi. I'll be back really, really soon with the banger, man. When I say back soon with the banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.